Star Wars Outlaws gameplay looked really impressive, and the galaxy-sized nature of the game really impressed me with the different planets that are their own open worlds. So let's get into some details about the game. This is the first ever open world Star Wars game, and it is set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi. There will be new planets we have never seen before, and also some classics we have seen in the movies, shows and games. So let's get into the story of the game, where on the Ubisoft website it says, "Risk it all as Kay Vess, a scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life, along with her companion Nyx. Fight, steal and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicate as you join the galaxy's most wanted." So this game, we are playing as this rookie scoundrel, which is the same sort of vision from the Star Wars game that was cancelled years ago. Its stories follows Kay Vess, a cunning scoundrel and thief who initially seems to be on the run with a bounty on her back. In an effort to gain her freedom and start a new life, Kay embarks upon a galaxy-spanning adventure to attempt one of the biggest heists the Outer Rim has ever seen. We haven't really had a scoundrel-based Star Wars game in a long time, and I know this is what a lot of Star Wars fans want, and they've wanted alongside a Mandalorian-based game. Now let's talk a little about Kay Vess's companions, who are Nyx, the furry alien-type dog who can actually help you in combat, but not only that, Nyx can actually perform actions for you like pressing buttons and getting weapons. There is also a battle droid called ND5 who I really like from the trailer, and also a smuggler called Jalen, who we saw will be one of the ones who conjured up this big massive plan to do this most likely end game heist. Moving on to some of the systems in the game, we have a bounty wanted system that will also affect your faction reputation. You will also have choices that will affect relationships with certain characters that could also avoid situations, just like in the trailer we saw the option to bribe or do not bribe the Imperial officer, and if you bribe them, we can assume that there wouldn't be any officers on you, you wouldn't be wanted, and your faction reputation wouldn't be affected. Speaking of factions, there should be a lot of different factions that you can align yourself within this game, and perhaps if you go too far or you do too many actions that that faction does not like, they could kick you out, and it will kind of affect your reputation with them, and they might even attack you on sight if you go within their territory. So let's talk about some traversal systems. We saw some traversal systems like the ground vehicle hover bikes that will also allow you to travel these large open worlds, and with a tease of the AT&T, perhaps we will be able to even operate that large machine. There is also, of course, spaceships, the spaceship of Kay Vess that you can travel the galaxy in using hyperdrive to get into different space orbits, and you will also be able to explore your ship and perhaps customize it too. There is also a grappling hook, making it easier to climb certain grappling hook specific points, just like in games like Ghost of Tsushima. So let's get into that combat. We saw a lot of combat in this trailer, so let's start off with the basic ground combat. You'll be able to stealth and take out guards quietly, and also have a full-blown firefight with different types of blasters. There's also 3 modes on the blaster where you can shoot to kill, a focus mode which may be a Red Dead like Deadeye mode, and also a stun mode, so that's probably more for the stealth route, and if you didn't want to kill somebody, it may affect faction reputation in the game as well. Maybe we're not too sure about that as of right now, but we can also send Nyx to get weapons from the battlegrounds that enemies have dropped whilst you stay in cover, and we see Kay Vess then getting a blaster rifle which acts as an assault rifle, which is just looks so powerful in this specific trailer. Let's go on to bike combat. Now there is also bike combat in this game, which we see a Deadeye mode being used on the bike, which just looked absolutely amazing and was definitely a nod to Red Dead. You can also target the actual bikes here instead of the riders to make the bikes blow up as some sort of strategy. Let's move on to ship combat. Ship combat looks amazing, and I'm so happy it's in the game. You can blast enemies out of space and lock in on them, and also perform barrel rolls to dodge incoming attacks. We should see a lot of upgrades for ship combat, which allows the ship to make agile turns more effectively and go faster, or even reach hyperdrive quicker in a firefight, so you can get out of that orbit ASAP. Let's move on to exploration. As we mentioned before, there will be new and iconic planets to explore, as well as Imperial ships and cantinas and towns. We saw the iconic Tatooine in the trailer. We saw a jungle planet called Akiva, and we also saw Toshara. These will be their own open worlds to explore with many side quests and activities to participate in. We also saw K-Vess on an Imperial ship. Now, this is most likely a part of the story campaign, but it would be really cool to see if we could just see these in space as we explore and choose to sneak in and explore it whilst taking out guards and officers and getting some amazing Sith loot like Sith armor, maybe even a lightsaber. I don't really think that's going to be in the game, but we'll move on to that a bit later. Again, to explore these large areas, you will use land bikes, your ship for space, and maybe some other iconic Star Wars vehicles like the Tatooine cruisers. Now let's talk about Jedi and Sith and lightsabers. Will we see any of that in this game? Will we see lightsabers in this game? Now, this is a scoundrel story, so it wouldn't really make sense to be wielding around a lightsaber. But I think we will definitely see, of course, Sith or Jedi in the game wielding sabers, as well as maybe in the end game they will give you a lightsaber, or you can find a hidden abandoned lightsaber doing a very important side quest, similar to how we got the forbidden curses in Sebastian's missions in Hogwarts Legacy, and also how we got some really cool Daedric weapons in the Daedric missions in Skyrim. Perhaps there will be Jedi or Sith side quests that if you do, you will get a lightsaber. So let's go on to customization. Now, we are playing as K-Vess, so there won't be any creating your own character or switching between male and female versions like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This is canon to the Star Wars story, so it wouldn't really make sense, but we should be able to customize armor, appearance, maybe hairstyle like in Jedi Survivor, or like we already saw that but we also should be able... But we should be able to customize armor and gain new armor sets around the world. Appearances, maybe like the hairstyle of our character, maybe some face tattoos or body tattoos or something like that. Just like we saw in Jedi Survivor with the different types of hairstyles, and you can even put facial hair, but I doubt that will be a part of this game because we're playing as a female character. And we already saw that we have a workbench on the ship for our weapons and armor to upgrade them and probably customize the individual nodes and modules of our blasters and different types of our hand weapons in Star Wars Outlaws. We should also be able to customize the ship and the weapons on our ship, and maybe the skin and color of our ship, and maybe even add some new interior options and maybe new workbench options, and maybe we can unlock these kind of things as we play through the game, but only time will tell, and we'll definitely get some new information about this game as the year goes on. But let me know what you think of Star Wars Outlaws. I will be making another video. We did say in other rumors, and we looked so much about what this Star Wars open world Ubisoft game was. Will it be a Jedi game where we can choose between light and dark side? That's not what we're getting. But it is a game that we've wanted for a long time. It's a scoundrel based game. And maybe with the KOTOR remake, we will get something like... We're definitely going to be getting that light and dark side kind of conundrum within the KOTOR remake. And we hope that is still going well. And it doesn't seem like it will be, but we will be making another video on that soon. So subscribe and stay tuned, and go ahead and watch all my other Star Wars games video. We got Metal Gear Solid, we got Splinter Cell, we got Ghost Recon, we got so many games we talk about on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe if you want to get the latest, or there's a whole library of different videos on this channel as well. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, God bless, and hope to see you in my next videos. Take care, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the